Seeing a couple pectoral fins and a fluke pop out of the water there, the starboard side. Looks like we got one at the underwater cam here now, just show up, and may have just been passing us by. Oh, here you go. Group on the port side, they're cutting over, and we got one behind us now. Mix a couple adults and some juvies, it looks like. We got one that's checking out the stream of water coming out of the back of the motor. Every once in a while they'll scope that out and then they try to bite the water. kind of surrounded now on all sides. Another big group's moving through here. Big scar on his back. Well, we got one smiling for the camera right now. Just had somebody ask about the type of camera that we're using for the underwater cam, and I can't comment too much on that. I've said many times the technology on here is way over my head. I know it's not a GoPro. It's something I think they may have changed it as well this year. I could be wrong about that, but it might be something new they put on. But no, the technology on this boat is pretty intense. I've said before, if you open up this black box, might have a better chance of understanding it if it was filled with Rubik's Cubes rather than all the craziness that's happening in there right now. It's quite impressive what they've done with this boat, and I mean the fact that we're bobbing around on the river at Hudson Bay here in a little dinghy, and we've got internet and cameras rolling and people from all around the world can view us. It's pretty crazy.
Seems like there's a lot more active whales today. Yesterday was kind of quiet.
Yeah, today's a lot more busy. We started off really well. Look at there's some of those not finches, sparrows that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, a lot more busy on the river this time. I'm not sure where they were at yesterday. Yeah, there's lots of them, but they're all spread out right now, and we're getting kind of the whales as they're cruising by. They're coming to check us out. The tide's going to be heading back out now, so we're battling the current, which is slowing us down a little bit, which is why the whales are passing us. The whales, they'll average 3 to 9 kilometers per hour swimming, where we're roughly, depending obviously on current and wind, we average around 4, which is why usually it makes it nice and comfortable for them when they're following us. It's a pretty leisurely pace for them. There's a seal there. It's on our port side. Straight across. Pardon? The camera's pointed that way. I'll just angle it a little bit better so oh, he's looking over at us. So that's most likely a harbor seal. They're the ones that stick around. They also have ring seals in the area, which are gone for the summer. And we've seen bearded seals. There's been a couple sightings. We spotted one the other day, and one of the Sea North tour boats, they spotted a bearded seal as well a couple days before that. So sometimes if they're around and we've got a good amount of whales, they cruise around themselves, but every once in a while if you do see them in the area, it could be a good sign that maybe there's some feeding happening or about to start happening. This is roughly the area where we've had a few feeding frenzies in the past. It's a lot of fun. You get hundreds of whales going crazy all around you in the boat. It's pretty wild. The seals tend to be a little more skittish and not wanting to be too close to the boat. We've had a couple that got surprisingly close, but for the most part they keep their distance. Some of that has to do with hunting pressure. Maybe they've had some bad interactions with hunters and they've learned their lesson and now they just try to steer clear. Got one just swam up behind us. into the cam there or tried to bite it or something. Heard it on the speaker here. Gave it a nudge. They're doing lobster on the boat right now. Yeah, I don't know. They're well aware of it though. They like to chew on it. Must taste good. Plastic and glass. And there's a couple back there right now checking it out. No, just lots of pictures. Yeah, pouring in. See a group coming our way now. Bring a little ways back. That's where Churchill used to be. It's, they said those old buildings are the last ones that are left from that time.
Do you think it's like illegal to like film in
You'd probably have to get permission. kind of close to Cockles Point here, and the whale activity's slowed considerably. I'm looking around, trying to see if I spot any areas. I've seen a few surfacing over at the mouth, but keeping an eye. I don't know, I'd want to make sure it seems somewhat promising before we head over that way. Oh, awesome. It looks like Greg, we had a question about the equipment, and he posted a good description, a lot better than what I can do at least. So if you are curious, he's got a couple photos and stuff too to show what he's talking about. Oh, and we got a link up as well talking about seawalls. So, or a video actually talking about the seawalls. That one lone whale coming up behind us now as well. Yeah, I'm looking around. They're getting more and more spread out. They are still kind of migrating upstream, but there's fewer of them now, and they're a little more spread apart. I can see a few. We'll try to get in line with them a little bit, and then we can cruise along and see them as they come by. Comment about the amount of boats on the water. No, it's really quiet now, and I'm guessing Sea North are probably they got a few boats out there, likely out in the bay. They usually take their snorkelers and then their tours out there quite often. So if I had to guess, I'd say that's where they are, although the radio, I've had that on and I haven't heard much talk over the radio. Maybe they don't have as many out today. Pardon? Oh, yeah. seen a comment yesterday about leaving the boat running while after we pull out of the water and head. Yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, I don't think the signal this year. Like, we could certainly try it. I don't mind trying it at all. We can give it a go today. But I think the signal, it's all set up. They have a different setup this year, so I'm not sure how far it's gonna. Might only get us around the back side of the port, but we'll see. And if you want to check it out, then let us know, I guess, how far we make it or when the feed starts to cut out. It'd be, I guess, nice for me to know as well.